Video with Bryson Stott, number 8 of the Philadelphia Phillies. Yeah, I mean, the Phillies have a lot of marquee guys that really have an impact on the ball club. It is a shame that they did um, just make it to a division series, and that was about as far as they got this year, especially with the aspirations of actually winning a World Series and going all the way. Obviously, that would have been a test, especially if they had to play the Dodgers. So, this is a team that has the ability of being so so talented, so good. Bryson Stott's one of these guys. He's 27 years old, 3 years in the league, 1 year, $3.2 million on the deal. 148 games played, 506 at bats, 65 runs, 124 hits, 19 doubles, 2 triples, 11 home runs, 57 RBIs, 53 walks, 93 strikeouts, 32 stolen bases, 245 average, 315 on base, 356 slugging, 671 OPS with a 2.5 WAR. He did play 137 games at second with 1,132 innings, 221 putouts, 314 assists, 4 errors, 71 double plays for a 99.3 fielding percentage. So, yeah, defensively he was fantastic as well. In the postseason, the 4 games that they did play, he had 11 at bats, had a run, 2 hits, a triple, 2 RBIs, 2 walks, 4 strikeouts, had a 182 average, a 308 on base, a 364 slugging for a 671 OPS. So it's not awful. He also did play 3 games at first or at second, 26 innings, 4 putouts, 3 errors, 2 double plays, um, or 3 assists. My bad. 0 errors, 2 double plays for a 100% fielding percentage. So good on him for there. He was sixth in stolen bases in the NL. He was fourth in defensive games as a second baseman in the NL. Third in putouts as a second baseman in the NL. Fourth in assists as a second baseman in the NL. Fifth in double plays turned as second baseman in the NL. And first in fielding percentage as a second baseman in the NL. So overall, the impact it is grandeur, and it is definitely well known. So they need to keep guys like him, obviously. Like I said, offensively, defensively, solid second baseman. Definitely deserving of being on this list. There are a number of good second basemen. Bryson Stott's, I think he's getting up there, and I think he could definitely climb up, especially with what he does this next year. On the second baseman list is going to be Nico Horner, who's honestly one of my favorite second basemen to watch in the league, just because he is a true extra base hit guy with not a lot of power, but he will make some very pivotal hits or critical hits, and he will kill you with his arm, and his Gold Glove status is, really unmatched. Just an outstanding defender, great to watch, and he is a super very impactful player for a Chicago Cubs team that's kind of on the mid tier, trying to find themselves, trying to be competitive. And I think Nico Horner, you keep him long enough, they'll get to the postseason for sure. But they need to keep guys like Nico Horner here. He's a leader of that defense, and he's outstanding. Yeah, 27 years old, 5 years in the league, 2 years, $23.5 million left on that deal. 151 games played, 582 at bats, 86 runs, 159 hits, 35 doubles, a triple, 7 home runs, 48 RBIs, 44 walks, 66 strikeouts, 31 stolen bases, 273 average, a 335 on base, a 373 slugging for a 708 OPS with a 3.7 WAR. Um, he did play 144 games at second. He had a 1,234.1 innings, 229 putouts, 337 assists, 8 errors, 61 double plays for a 98.6 fielding percentage. So, while that doesn't look awesome, 98.6 may not look sexy. Um, he has Gold Glove potential, and he's made some great gems. He was 10th in doubles in the NL, 7th in stolen bases in the NL, 5th in assists in the NL, 2nd in defensive games played as a second baseman in the NL, 2nd in putouts as a second baseman in the NL, 3rd in assists as a second baseman in the NL, and 5th in fielding percentage as a second baseman in the NL. So overall, impactful, absolutely. Yeah, vital piece and a guy that really I think people should watch more of because of that defensive prowess that he does have, but also the extra bases that he definitely um, you know is able to achieve during ball games. So yeah, Nico Warner, a great player, deserving. Okay, number six, we got Ozzy Albies. Ozzy Albies, the Atlanta Braves second baseman. Yeah, this is a guy that's very impactful, 100%. He's pretty much done great things at a high level for the Atlanta Braves, for for the National League, for baseball, for 7+ years now. So he's a veteran in the game. He's been here. Definitely has a roller coaster of a career. Healthy MVP type years, than non awesome healthy years. This year was definitely it was an upside. It was a upside downside type of season for him. I mean, he got to the postseason. He got to play some games, which unfortunately they lost those two in the wild card series. But I mean, he's able to be in some pivotal moments. Just they need him. They really do. His impact in Atlanta is huge. Albies 28 years old, 7 years in the league, 1 year 7 million plus. The second year will be a 4 million club option, which I definitely believe they'll sign him. 99 games played, 399 at bats, 52 runs, 100 hits, 29 doubles, a triple, 10 home runs, 53 RBIs, 27 walks, 65 strikeouts, 8 stolen bases, 251 average, 303 on base, 404 slugging with a 701 OPS with a 1.6 WAR. Played 99 games at second, had 875.2 innings, 153 putouts, 239 assists, 3 errors, 57 double plays for a 99.2 fielding percentage. Really good. The two games that he played offensively and defensively, he had 8 at bats, a hit, 4 strikeouts, a stolen base, 125 average on base and slugging. So it was just a 250 OPS. He just wasn't a lethal hitter how he can be. Um, had 16 innings at second, 3 putouts, 4 assists, 2 double plays, 100% for his fielding percentage. So overall, yes, he's very impactful. Yes, I believe if he were to stay healthy, I believe Atlanta could have definitely reached farther. I definitely believe it was a shock because their lineup is cold and their starting rotation is great. Just injuries did kill them, and that potential season of them possibly getting a World Series. So Ozzy Albies will be a major factor for this team this coming year, and yeah, he's deserving of it. Just needs to stay on the field. Five. I do have Mookie Betts at number five. I know this is a confusing thing because Mookie Betts is more of a utility guy, right? He's played outfield most of his career, dominated as a Red Sox player, brought back swagger into that Boston culture, has brought swagger into the LA Dodger culture. Definitely a great pair with him, Otani and Freeman, which is insane. And this team can do it again, obviously with the signings they've gotten. But Mookie is such a great player to watch because he can do so many great things, from outfield to shortstop, second base. I mean, he changes positions and it just seems effortless. So, that is why he's up high. Definitely the reason he's not obviously in the top three is, I mean, transition, man. He was an outfielder for most of his career, now to shortstop and then second, is crazy. On the ESPN profile, I mean, it says he's listed as a second baseman. I'm not going to argue, and I would like to put it as second base, just based on the fact that honestly, shortstop is ridiculously ridiculous. And I don't want to sell Mookie Betts short, right? And there's not enough utility players for me to, I feel like, to make a top 10 list out of. So Mookie's going to be second base, and he's played uh, an okay number of games, not awesome, but still impactful enough, right? Either way, very impactful to this organization. Mookie's 32 years old, 10 years in the league. 8 years, $260 million. Deferred money 2033 to 2044, $150 million total, which is insane. 116 games played, 450 at bats, 75 runs, 130 hits, 24 doubles, 5 triples, 19 home runs, 75 RBIs, 61 walks, 57 strikeouts, 16 stolen bases, 289 average, a 372 on base, 491 slugging, it's 863 OPS with a 4.8 WAR. 18 games that he played at second, 105 innings, 13 putouts, 20 assists, 3 double plays, 100 fielding percentage. Crazy. In the postseason, he was right field as a fielder defensively, so can't put him anything with the stat wise. But offensively, 16 games played, 62 at bats, 14 runs, 18 hits, 5 doubles, 4 home runs, 16 RBIs, 11 walks, 10 strikeouts, 2 stolen bases, 290 average, 387 on base, 565 slugging, and 951 OPS. He's a huge reason they won the World Series. He was an All-Star, All MLB Team 1, a Babe Ruth Award winner, 13th in NL MVP voting, Silver Slugger, 9th in WAR in position players, 7th in average in the NL, 7th in on base in the NL, 8th in slugging percentage in the NL, and 5th in OPS in the NL. Again, it's controversial. It's controversial to put him as a second baseman, but if that's where he's going to be next year, then so be it. Let's put him there. Let's put him top 5, based on the impact and based on his numbers. And he was solid as a second baseman for what he played. So overall, let's give it to him. That's just where I'm at with Mookie, and he's gonna bring Dodger culture, possibly another ring back home. So or I do have Andres Jimenez, the Cleveland Guardians second baseman, now shifting his way from a trade and going to Toronto. So the long time, not a long time, but the the 4 year vet, that spent his early parts of his career being a outstanding second baseman defensively, producing great, timely, important hits for the team, and obviously, being valuable to the point where this is a team that went to the postseason, went all the way to the ALCS this year. It's impressive, So he has been a huge part of this team. So it's going to be a huge loss for Cleveland. It's going to be a great addition to Toronto, who's needed consistent offensive guy that can hit for contact and definitely plays some great defensive ball. So Jimenez, 26 years, 4 years in the league, 6 years, $119.95 million for the Blue Jays over there. His 6 year is a $23 million club option. He played 152 games, 583 at bats, 64 runs, 147 hits, 22 doubles, a triple, 9 home runs, 63 RBIs, 26 walks, 97 strikeouts, 30 stolen bases, a 252 average, a 298 on base, a 340 slugging, a 738 OPS. He did have a 4.0 WAR. He played 152 games played on the field, 1,331 innings, 233 putouts, 396 assists, 9 errors, 93 double plays for a 986 fielding percentage. In the playoffs, played 10 games, um, had 37 at bats, 4 runs, 8 hits, 2 doubles, an RBI, 2 walks, 13 strikeouts, 2 stolen bases, a 216 average, a 275 on base, a 270 slugging for a 545 OPS. Also defensively, with the 10 games, he had 89 innings. He had 13 putouts, 33 assists, 9 double plays for a great 100% fielding percentage. So, this was a really good postseason run for him. Offensively, I could see the fact that it doesn't look awesome, but he's also not a power hitter. He's also not a slugger. He's just a guy that's going to get you some pretty good timely singles. Might get you some extra base hits. Definitely a really good speedy guy that can get you some stolen bags. So I mean, he's got his a version of playing baseball that's effective. He was a Gold Glover. He was 10th in stolen bases in the AL. He was second in assists in the AL. Third in defensive games as a second baseman in the AL. Third in putouts as a second baseman in the AL. First in assists as a second baseman in the AL. First in double plays turned as a second baseman in the AL. And fourth in fielding percentage as a second baseman in the AL. So, yeah, again, defensive whiz, definitely going to help the infield in Toronto, and yeah, I expect some big things from him this year, and yeah, very well deserving of being a top five second baseman in the game. Three, Ketel Marte from the Arizona Diamondbacks. Yeah, the complete opposite of Jimenez, man. Yes, he is a good defender for sure, but Jimenez is definitely more of a touted defender, uh, more of outstanding at the position with in terms of his fielding percentage and just defensive prowess. Contact hitter. You look at Ketel Marte, complete opposite. Power hitter, slugger. I mean, you want to be careful on where you're gonna pitch him, um, in the box because he's gonna definitely light you up. He's got moonshots. I mean, he's gonna slam it. So I mean, overall, Ketel Marte is not a guy to mess with. And postseason wise, I mean, he's had some great postseason runs. So overall, really reliable. Definitely, in my opinion, he is a backbone of Arizona, and the Diamondbacks go where he goes first and foremost. Even though Corbin Carroll is going to be the face of that team, Marte right now he's the guy that you want. He's the guy that you're building around. So Marte, 31 years old, 8 years in the league, 4 years, $60.8 million. His fourth year is going to be a 3 million club option. 136 games played, 504 at bats, 93 runs, 147 hits, 23 doubles, two triples, 36 home runs, 95 RBIs, 65 walks, 106 strikeouts, seven stolen bases, 292 average, a 372 on base, a 560 slugging, a 932 OPS with a 6.8 WAR. 113 games played, 929.2 innings, 216 putouts, 289 assists, 5 errors, 73 double plays for a 99 fielding percentage. He was an All Star. He was an All MLB Team 1. He was third in the NL MVP voting, a Silver Slugger, fourth in WAR in the NL, fourth in WAR position players NL, sixth in average in the NL, sixth in on base in the NL, second in slugging in the NL, second in OPS in the NL, 10th in runs in the NL, fourth in home runs in the NL, 10th in RBIs in the NL, fourth in double plays turned as a second baseman in the NL, and third in fielding percentage as a second baseman in the NL. So, yeah, had a great year this year, offensively fantastic. Yeah, definitely a guy that you need to look forward to watching this year. And Arizona's obviously looking to make another postseason run and possibly uh, make a shot at the World Series again. Two, Marcus Simeon from the Texas Rangers. Yeah, ever since they got him, first of all, he was an elite player in Oakland and played for the A's at a solid rate. Definitely had great years. Played all 162 games. I think Texas definitely knew they needed to sign him. They thought of him as a key piece to a championship team. They won a World Series with him. Last year was definitely a letdown for this team, but this is a team that can go back to the World Series. They can definitely, with some changes and roster moves and the rotation, not getting so beat up. I do believe this is a team that can, and I think will make a run for postseason and most importantly a World Series appearance and a World Series win. So Marcus Simeon, 34 years old, 10 years in the league. He's got 4 years, $98 million left on his deal. 159 games played, 650 at bats, 101 runs, 154 hits, 27 doubles, two triples, 23 home runs, 74 RBIs, 64 walks, 105 strikeouts, 8 stolen bases, a 237 average, a 308 on base, a 391 slugging, and a 699 OPS with a 4.1 WAR. I played 159 games on the field, had 1,282.2 innings, 214 putouts, 389 assists, 7 errors, 77 double plays for a 98.9 fielding percentage, which is not bad. Sadly, they didn't make the postseason. Just wasn't like they were bad. They just had a lot of injuries and a lot of inconsistencies, and it happens. But I see them getting back. Um, but he was an all star. He was fourth in games played in the AL. He was seventh in runs in the AL. He was third in assists in the AL. He was first in defensive games played as a second baseman in the AL. Fourth in putouts as a second baseman in the AL. second in assists as a second baseman in the AL, fourth in double plays turned as a second baseman in the AL, and second in fielding percentage as a second baseman in the AL. So great year. Defensively, I think he gets underrated for. Not many people really look at it, but he's a solid all around second baseman. He's definitely what you want in the clubhouse. Great leader, and definitely feeling confident he'll have another great year, and definitely Texas will be on the right way, or the right track to coming back to relevancy. Number one, Jose Altuve. Is this really a surprise? For some, they might say he's aging and whatnot. But he's still the same old Jose Altuve, man. He's still an MVP type caliber player. Um, Obviously, I feel like opinions on him have probably kind of been mixed just because of 2017 and their cheating scandal there from Houston against the Dodgers. But I mean, regardless, he's like past that. This guy is incredible on every level. Future Hall of Famer, first ballot. Definitely a guy that I would like to see reach 3,000 hits because he is a hits machine. And just overall cornerstone of a Houston Astros team, with his number being retired when it's all said and done. So Jose Altuve is 34 years old, 13 years in the league. He's got 5 years, $125 million deal. I believe he signed this offseason. 153 games played, 628 at bats, 94 runs, 185 hits, 31 doubles, 20 home runs, 65 RBIs, 47 walks, 119 strikeouts, 22 stolen bases, a 295 average, a 350 on base, a 439 slugging, a 790 OPS with a 3.4 WAR defensively. 147 games played, 1,262 innings, 158 putouts, 312 assists, 5 errors, 85 double plays for a 98.9 fielding percentage. 2 games that he played in the wild card series where they lost to Detroit, he had 7 at bats. He had 1 hit, 1 RBI, 2 strikeouts, a 143 average, 125 on base, and a 143 slugging for a 268 OPS. So not awesome performance in the playoffs, which is rare because he's had great playoff performances. He also played those 2 games at second with 18 innings, 1 put out, 8 assists, 1 error, 1 double play for a 90 fielding percentage. So overall, it's Jose Altuve at his finest. Still doing well. Still, you know, almost hit 200 hits. So this guy is so small in stature, but plays so big. All star and all MLB Team 2, 15th in the AL MVP voting, Silver Slugger, 6th in average in the AL, 9th in runs in the AL, 4th in hits in the AL, 4th in defensive games as a second baseman in the AL, 5th in assists as a second baseman in the AL, 3rd in double plays turned in the AL, and 1st in fielding percentage as a second baseman in the AL. So, great job, great season. I do expect Altuve to be the same and continue to produce at a high level. He's my choice for the first, second, the number one second baseman in the league.